orbit, and then the rocket will ferry them into space. Melissa Thorpe heads the project.
The number one priority is safety. So we had to ensure that our safety case was robust and ensuring that it's as environmentally sustainable as it possibly can be with where the technology is. We're just really excited for Cornwall to be proud of how we're launching to space. We're really trying to challenge the industry to do things differently. We're putting great satellites into space that are going to go on to help people and the planet, but we're doing it in a way that's responsible. So that's something that Cornwall can be really proud of.
The first mission is due to blast off possibly within the next 2 weeks, with the Civil Aviation Authority calling the development a major milestone for the UK. So, beyond the Cornish pasties, the clotted cream, the beaches, and its own ancient language, Cornwall is set to enter the space race and make money out of it as well.
Oh, yeah.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, the UK government has set out its plan for stabilising the economy, which will see millions of people pay more in tax. Ukraine says it has found the bodies of 63 civilians bearing signs of torture near the liberated city of Kherson. And a deal which allows Ukraine to export grain through the Black Sea has been extended 2 days before it was set to expire. That's the latest feature story news. Sally Patterson reporting.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7 on a finally Thursday.
We are the Three Amigos.
Ooh, wow. We were right on time with that, too.
Nice.
Good morning. Thanks for being here. After a little time off, I've done my bereavement. I'm feeling chipper, my old chipper self, especially since I got my two buddies today, Alan Milani and Chuck Ritchie. Thank you guys for being here. Kind of weird to come back on the first day on a Thursday, but you know how I love short weeks.
Oh, this is your first day back, huh?
This is my first day back. Yeah.
Nice.
And then Michelle's out sick today with some dental problems, so I've actually got to do programming and the weather and some news and other stuff. So yeah, it'll be an interesting, clunky first day back.
Nice.
All right. And we skipped. Mike Bentz was out yesterday, and then my sister was still in North Dakota for the funeral, and my mom's kind of a light funeral, just a close-knit handful of close family at the cemetery in 18 inches of snow and 15-degree temperatures. So they made it really, really quick. But Mom had said she didn't want anything really big and extraordinary, and surprisingly, the family abided by that. So
good.
I know when I go, I want a party.
You want to? Yeah, I want a big old party and people to make fun of me. Kind of like my roast all over again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roast 2.0.
This time he's dead. We can say whatever we want.
When I go, I don't care. I'm not going to be there. Do whatever you want.
Will not make a difference.
I don't care.
Yeah. Make no difference.
That's not up to me.
All right, let's take a look at weather for you guys. Absolutely horrible. Cold.
It's been horrible.
Your daytime high, not too bad. Sunshine today, 37. But you're going to drop down because of those clear skies all the way to 13 tonight. I hope you're letting some water run. And, Alan, that's a good reminder to you. Since I'm gone now, somebody has to leave a faucet dripping somewhere in that building when it gets below 15 degrees. There are some pipes in the outside, on the opposite side of the building from you, down from Chesterfield. There's some pipes that are in the outside wall, and they like to freeze. So there you go, little building reminder.
Were they the ones that were in the old radio station office that we used to have?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were right up against that old outside wall.
They are right up against that wall, and they have frozen before. So maybe a note to Cabri. That extra bathroom in the building there, always a good place to just let a faucet run when it gets below. I kind of, just to be safe, anytime it dropped below 18, I would let a faucet drip somewhere, because we did have it freeze up once in the building, and that's horrible when you got a bunch of people at work in the, because there's a bunch of people that share the public restrooms there, and when they're all froze up and there's like 25 people that need to go potty, not a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, and it continues this week. Friday, 34 and 13, sunshine. Saturday, 35 and 14, sunshine. Partly cloudy on Sunday. That'll hold in a little bit of heat, 35 and 19. Same deal for Monday right now, 37 all the way up to 25 at night. Whoop, whoop.
Ooh.
And then Tuesday, 36 and 27 with a 50% chance of snow, and snow every day next week.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now, Thursday and Friday, you're going to reach up over 40. So that's going to make a mess. So,
yeah.
But you've got to, let's see, after Monday, you have a 50% chance of snow. It looks like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wow.
Uh-oh.
With rain, snow mixes possible during the day on Thursday and Friday. But good news for our ski hill. Oh. And people who like to toboggan and snowmobile. All right. Let's see. Exciting things while I was gone. You know, it's like checking back in with the news. Elon Musk.
Oh, what now?
It's just exciting. Could you? I had a boss like this, so
It's exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if you've saw the last story that came out. So today, all Twitter employees, well, the half that are left, have to either click on a link or leave with 3 days or 3 months severance pay. You either have to click on the link and say that you're going to be willing to put in extra hours and work extra hardcore. And
you mean they have to put in like 5 or 6 hours a week now?
Exactly.
Nice.
No, I think he's talking like maybe over 40. He doesn't really say what hardcore is, but it sounds bad. Is he willing to pay overtime? He's cut the staff in half. So
I don't know if you're familiar with Project Veritas.
That sounds
Have you ever
familiar.
heard of that?
Explain, Alan.
So Project Veritas goes around and they get all these undercover videos and stuff. And I guess somebody was talking to one of the people there at Twitter. And he said most of the people there only put in about 4 hours of actual work a week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What do you do the rest of the time?
What would you say you do here?
Collect a paycheck. Yeah. Yeah. Can I get that TMS report?
I'm just not going to go anymore.
Well, it is a platform.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Right.
It is a platform, so almost everything on it is automated. So really, I would think for a site like that, all you really need is the IT department and the billing department, right?
You would think.
So where did these some 7,500 employees, I think it was originally, and now he's halved it? What were they doing, I guess would be the question. And why would you need that many employees to run? And I know it's a multi-million-dollar or apparently billion-dollar website, but what would you need to actually run that platform?
Right.
So now here's the thing I would say to all the Twitter employees. I had a boss, and he would start his employee meeting for all the DJs. This was at a radio station in Spokane. By, I don't know, just beating us up, telling us he could have a monkey in the chair doing a better job. I mean, he would just lambaste us at the employee meetings angrily. I mean, berate us, swear at us, and then he would kind of wrap it up by saying, if you don't like it, leave. And I always wish that everybody would stand up at once and walk out, because you'd be totally screwed. He would have no staff. He'd have to do everything himself. And I thought just once we should all make a statement and stand up and walk out of the room. And I say the same thing to Twitter employees. Everybody, don't click the link, stand up, and walk out of the building on the guy. It'd be like a $44 billion blunder.
You know, I had a similar thing. I quit a job. My wife's work. We were getting married. We didn't have money for a honeymoon. My wife's work, she had to go for a work trip to Washington, D.C. They gave her an extra paid week off. They paid for me to go with her and extended our hotel stay. in DC. And so I went to my work and explained that to them. And I got this lecture from my boss saying, you need to get your priorities in check. This is your, so I'm like, whoa, okay. I do have my priorities in check. Thank you. I won't be coming back tomorrow after I come back from my honeymoon.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did that once where I got back from a long vacation. I was supposed to call to get back on the schedule, and I called them up and I said I had such a good time on my vacation that I can't come back to work. And he said, "What do you mean? This is the same job." I was telling about the guy. I said, "Well, I'm so tired of you and your girlfriend fighting in the hallways and everybody walking around with their head between their legs. It's such a miserable place to work. I enjoyed myself so much on vacation, and I've got a little extra money left, and I've decided I'm going to go find a new job." He was stunned.
Perfect.
It is perfect. Sometimes if you
the
can
worst
do
thing
it.
when I did that, they told me, he's like, "Oh, when you come back though," right after he told me that I need to get my priorities in check, he said, when I told him I was quitting, he's like, "Well, when you come back, we'll give you your job back." I'm like, "You couldn't just give me the time off? You'd fire me and then hire me back rather than just give me a week off?" Yeah, I didn't understand.
So this bodes the question, Alan, since you're like self-employed and you're the only employee, how do you keep yourself in check?
Oh, my boss is absolutely awesome.
Really?
Yeah, she tells me to come in here and do this every day.
Oh, that's the boss at home, right?
Yes.
So you do it.
So I do it.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life. Yeah.
That's like mine. Sometimes I have things I want to do. She has things she wants to do. So we compromise and do what she wants.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it'd be rough for Ellen because she's probably already going, "I think we need some new floors in this room." And you'll be like, "We just did that last month."
Yeah.
She can redecorate like crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I should probably throw out a couple upcoming events. One of them, Chuck might have some extra information on this one. Well, let's start at the beginning. 11 o'clock to 1 p.m. today, Senior Center Potluck. All right. I think, Alan, you're just had a birthday. You're able now to go to the senior potluck.
Are you calling me a senior?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I think so.
I got a couple more years, bro.
55 and up, baby. 55 and up. Come on.
I got 2 years to go.
You're only 53?
53, sir. Yeah.
You look older.
Don't push it.
Wow.
Can't slap me from Chihuahua. Sorry.
You don't look your age at all, Alan.
You know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 53. Well, congrats.
Thank you,
well, then just go and peek in and look, like forlorn, like you're hungry.
I'll tell you, though, I don't remember where it was. We were at a casino somewhere, and I think it was, it was during Kai's bachelor party. And we went to the casino, and I was going to pay for dinner for everybody. The casino just automatically assumed and gave me the senior discount.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know whether to be mad or happy, so I decided that I was going to be happy because I saved money.
That's right.
Yeah.
You always got to be happy about that. Take the insult.
Right?
All right.
There's a silver lining on every cloud.
There is. You just got to tip it upside down.
That's right.
All right. Artist and community gathering tonight, 6 o'clock. Chuck, do you know anything about this?
It's our monthly, the Truly Creative District's monthly artist gatherings.
Okay.
We get together and we discuss. We have a highlighted artist of the month every month. We get together and discuss sort of what we're working on with the Creative District and get advice from our members of what they want to see done for the month. Not for the month, but what they want to see done in the future.
Okay.
They're nice gatherings. They're generally small and intimate, and they're a good discussion about what we need and what we're looking for in the future, and a really good chance to sort of get to know a local artist and see some of their work.
So
and have a discussion about their work and what goes into it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now if someone wants to take part in them, this is open to everybody, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. They I believe they are open to the public. Yeah.
All right. So painters,
And
ceramists,
that is at the Aaron Huff Memorial Center.
Thank you. I was going to ask you
downtown.
that.
Yep.
All right. Jewelers, actors, web designers, sewers. I think is sewers spelt the same as sewers?
I think so.
Yes, it is.
All right, we've got to fix that. Filmmakers, dancers, quilters, photographers, writers, etc. You all make up the creative community, and you're invited. It's tonight, 6 o'clock, at the Huff Memorial Culture Center, 214 East Main Avenue, if you're new to town. And it says each month a featured art talk. So something's happening tonight.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who the featured artist is this month. So,
all right,
Chuck, didn't they just have a big art celebration downtown here? It was a festival, the fall festival or something.
Yeah, the fall festival. Yeah, that
where
was
they had Goverdale's the lost horse that they
that
found
one.
and brought back into town.
we had a live broadcast for that that was the night before I left. And
That was really cool.
Very, very cool. So and it was cool. What was really cool is I got to watch the video feed from the booth there in front of the Huff Memorial Center, and they came flying in with a big old truck and trailer with that horse on it, just kind of whipped it in there. It's like, whoa, hey. But very cool. Forrest was very, very excited about unveiling his dad's lost horse. I asked him if it was for sale, and he said not presently. So
Right.
because that would be a highly sought after item.
I would almost think that would be something worth hanging on to.
Especially for him,
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
If our last trip through Vantage, I've never seen that wild horses thing before because
Oh,
I never
really?
really knew where it was at.
Okay.
But this last time through Vantage, I actually got to see it up on the hill there. Way cool.
Very nice.
Very cool.
All right. One more event. This is coming up for the weekend. Deck the Town. This is on the 19th, which is Saturday. Is that right? Yes. 9 a.m. Saturday. They want people that'll help decorate the city of Chihuahua to get together 9 a.m. on Saturday at the Mountain View Community Park at 212 North Baker Street. Mountain View Community Park, 212 North Baker Street. Meet there, and you might want to, if you got a pickup or something, a little extra, you might need some ladders and things like that, and maybe you got a few tools, staple guns, who knows? But you can help set up the town for Christmas. And I imagine that has something to do with the chamber. So if you have any questions, I bet you call them. They'll send you in the right direction as well. So
I have a confession to make. In spring, I will have been here 6 years, and I have no idea where the Mountain View Community Park is.
I have never.
I didn't even know there was one until like 6 months ago when I heard the name for the first time.
And I'm curious, and I don't know. Maybe somebody will post on Facebook. I'm thinking 212 North Baker. That's the little Y Park. Like if you go down Main Street and you were headed west and you took a right-hand turn. Oh, I don't know about 5-6 blocks down there. There's a little Triangle Park.
The Triangle Park, yeah, on Clay Street.
Unless there's something I've missed. Is that? Oh, that is on Clay.
Yeah.
All right, 212 North Baker. I don't know. So, but thank God for GPS, or I never make it anywhere anymore, especially in Maine.
It's a mystery.
I'm living in a state that is on an angle, like a 45-degree angle. So it makes northeast, southwest virtually impossible for me to comprehend. I haven't adjusted. And now they covered everything in snow and ice yesterday. So I'm just going to stay home for the next, 3-4 months.
That's right. The whole north, south, east, west thing I've never figured that out my entire life. Anywhere I've ever lived. I have it's a real thing. It's called directional dyslexia. And I have no sense of direction or time whatsoever. And it involves your sense of direction and time.
Really?
Yeah, it's a legitimate thing.
Well, you would not make a good Doctor Who.
No, I do love the show and I do understand the show though. But
All right. Constantly going backwards.
Although, how cool would it be to actually have a TARDIS?
That's true.
That
I know
would be the
somebody who
coolest thing
painted the
ever.
front door of their house like a TARDIS. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. One more event. I almost missed it. I'm so sorry. Tammy sent this one in through the website. Cougar Club, a rally for the high school football team going to state. Whoop, whoop. All right.
Nice.
This is going on at Melody Riders Arena Friday night from 6 to 7:30. Melody Riders Arena just there on the outside of town heading towards Spokane. All right, they're hoping you can that we could make an announcement, and we just did, and go out there and fire up the boys 6 to 7:30 Friday night, Melody Riders Arena. Good job, guys, going to state. That's exciting.
Nice.
All right,
there's another. Today's a very special day for Taco Bell lovers. Yes.
All right.
It is this. We've been waiting for this day for years in our house because it's for many years it was our favorite thing at Taco Bell, and it's been taken off the menu years and years ago. They are bringing back the enchilado today at Taco Bell.
And enchilado, does that mean it's this big?
Enchilado. No, the enchilado. It's a burrito with enchilada sauce. Basically, it's an enchilada burrito.
Oh,
and it was like old school when Taco Bell first opened up. It was one of their main menu items, and it's been off the menu for I don't know 10, 15 years.
Wow.
And they're bringing it back today.
Wow. Bringing it back.
It was the best thing ever on the Taco Bell menu.
Sounds gassy.
I have issues with Taco Bell.
I pretty much replace any of the meat with their black beans because they're pretty safe.
Let's just say I'll never need to buy colon broom.
I have issues with Taco Bell about 4 hours after I visit.
Sorry.
Had
to get that out there.
Alan brings out the worst in me. Yay!
Sorry, not sorry.
Yay, Alan.
I'm not a good man.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right.
My wall behind me is glowing.
Best part of my morning right now, I get to close a window on Elon Musk, since we already tweeted up the Twitter. All right.
Did you know that his membership is now up 20%?
It is.
How is that even possible?
Yeah. Twitter's membership up 20%.
How is that even a thing?
That's because
I don't even understand.
That's because all the people they had banned for being insurrectionists or or continuing Trump lies or whatever it happened to be, they all got back in. But on the other side of that is all the corporations that have bailed and how much money he say they're hemorrhaging every day. That's kind of scary.
Well, it all reassures my decision to never have started a Twitter account.
Well, what it showed me is I own quite a few website URLs, and I put them at 44 billion for a website. I put all mine up for sale.
All right.
44 billion. I mean, I'm sure most of us like me can't even comprehend how much money that really is. And he paid it for a website. Have you heard of the .com bubble?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. I'm going to skip that one. I was some Elon Musk news I missed about, more people being fired, but on the SpaceX side for writing letters saying, please stop tweeting, Elon. So we fired him. Said your tweets, literally their tweets, the letter said, you're a distraction and an embarrassment. So he fired him, which.
Wow.
When the volunteers come to me and say, Scott, as far as the radio station goes, you moved, but you're still a distraction and an embarrassment. I go,
Thank you.
Anything I can do to help.
That's encouraging.
All right, on to NASA. What do you guys think? Back to the moon.
Well,
I think it's
so.
fantastic.
We're still talking about Elon here, right?
No, now we've left. We're talking about NASA. Back to the moon.
He's gonna partner with
launch?
NASA to get a lander, to build a lander.
I had no idea they had a rocket. I thought they were using all Elon stuff, so I wasn't keeping up.
Right?
Yeah, but I think it's totally cool. Back to the moon with mannequins.
Yep.
Are they gonna set him up like on a creepy little dinner pose or something? Like I'll be sitting around a table playing cards or something.
Having tea.
Yeah.
Oh no, that'd be a British lander.
Could you imagine humanity disappears and hundreds of thousands of years in the future, someone lands on the moon and like, what is going on here?
This is true. Frozen.
Wow.
All right. It makes me want to say this.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
All right. I'm not full excited about it. So yeah, off to the moon with mannequins. We'll see how it goes. See what splashdown is like. Almost impressed is when Space Force came out, I took it as a joke because there was a TV show called Space Force. But it is a real, for those that don't know, it is a real new branch of military service, happened during Trump's presidency. And I am totally blown away. You guys heard about the new rocket? Or
No.
the new spaceship we have? In fact, we have two of them.
No.
So it is online. You can research this. They unveiled it right before Biden went to China to kind of show China, hey, look, we have one too, because unbeknownst to me, China has a space shuttle, a secret one as well. The thing that's cool about these new, they look just like a space shuttle. You can see pictures of it online. They just unveiled it, and maybe there were some news stories before it, and I was a little late, but they said it was a secret. And this shuttle has been in orbit for 2.5 years, something like 908 days. It's been in orbit already, and we didn't even know it. And the thing that's cool about this, and I guess the Chinese one does the same thing, is these are vehicles that can maneuver well in orbit. And this basically gives them the ability to disappear off radar and appear somewhere else on the planet without being tracked. But the Chinese have the same ability to do this now. And, you know, there's been rumors of blown up satellites and all this kind of stuff. So we're taking war to space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or at least the ability to wreak havoc, I guess.
That's what we need. More havoc. Let's bring it out in space this time.
Do it.
Yeah.
Give the other people watching us a shining example of who we are.
Yes. Well, and we have all sorts of secret abilities. You know, there was suspicion that, Russia had put a couple holes in the pipeline. And now Norway came out and said, yeah, we've got these underwater internet lines, and it's what allows them to, like, control NATO satellites and stuff, spy satellites, and they say the lines there keep getting cut. Huh.
Even worse, they could get tapped into.
Probably. If you can cut them, you could probably tap into them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But there you go. Space. It's cool.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
Let's try this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tractor beam. Suck me right in.
I just think as a species we have a little more evolving to do before we should go much further into space and like start meeting other civilizations.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if we're ready for that yet.
Before we start meeting and destroying other civilizations.
Right.
Or would the fact
maybe get to a point where that's not the first thing we want to do. That would be a solution.
There is a chance, though, that if we found out we weren't the center of the universe, humanity might pull together and be better. No?
There's a chance. There's always a chance. Dead air. There's always a chance.
Wow. Apparently that doesn't stand a chance of happening. All right, and be more like this space sound effect.
That's probably why all the aliens are still following the Prime Directive when they come to Earth, because we're not ready yet.
All right. Oh, that new rocket, and they call it a space plane, so we won't call it a shuttle or anything like that. It's called the X-37B. That's how secret it is.
Wow.
It was up there in that 2.5 years. You think they would have made a big deal out of the pilots having to be in there 2.5 years, but it was dropping satellites and stuff all over. Dun, dun, dun.
Space plane. I'm ready for the space luxury yacht.
Ooh. All right. There's a cool story, but I'm saving it for odd news. There's a tease, folks. Saving it for odd news. All right. Marion chiming in this morning saying, welcome back, you guys, and good morning. And Deborah Barbie giving me a very sweet, glad you're back. Scott, we missed you. Thank you very much, Deborah. All right. NFL playoffs.
We did miss you.
This is a big, startling development. We've never seen 4 teams from the same NFL division make the playoffs since 2002's realignment. But there's suddenly a realistic chance it could happen if the playoffs start today. The entire AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, New York Jets, and New England Patriots would be in it. And they could actually happen. That could actually happen.
Wow.
Any favorites there? Dolphins, Bills, Jets, Patriots?
Nope.
Those are like 4 of my least favorite teams, all together in one division.
I don't know. I've always liked Miami.
Throw the Cowboys in there, and you have like the pentathlon of suck. Throw the Broncos in there too.
You're missing one. They used to win all the time in the 80s. Who was that? Oh, 80s and 90s.
Chicago?
No.
Chicago's all right.
The one with like the colored stars on their helmet and it's a black helmet. I can't remember who it is. That's
the Steelers.
The Steelers. Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah. There you go. Now I feel old.
Yeah. They're generally irrelevant.
They're generally irrelevant. All right. I know.
The Seahawks, though, oh my goodness. This season is so much. I'm having a blast with this season. It's so much fun.
They're not even on the list.
But nobody expected them to win anything this year, and they're number one in the division.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they can show up.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith's a lot better than everybody anticipated.
Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson.
His name's Geno?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's been a backup in the NFL for 10 years, and he's finally getting his shot.
Wow.
Yep. Good on it. Good on you, kid.
Good job.
Was he in his 40s?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But good for Geno.
It's truly, it's like something out of a movie, though, this whole season. It's been pretty fun.
All right. I know a bunch of people probably wish I wouldn't, but I'm going to talk a little Trump because I had a few fun stories open. Sorry.
I thought you were saying because you had a few this morning.
Let me turn off my headphones really quick.
You wanna skip this segment there, buddy? I'm not picking on Republicans, just Trump. It's okay. All right.
No, go ahead, sir. I've got thick skin.
All right. So, do you? I'll just put this out there. Do either of you believe? We'll start with you, Alan. That he has any chance of winning the presidency in 2024 if he's not in jail?
You know, I do think he has a chance. However, I think it would be better for the Republican Party if they nominated someone else.
Let him run as an independent and mess things up that way.
We've got DeSantis out there. We've got Ted Cruz out there. We've got a bunch of guys out there that I think would be a lot more diplomatic, let's say.
Really, you think Ted Cruz would be more diplomatic
than Trump? I mean, God love Trump, but yeah, he's not gentle with his words.
I was gonna say DeSantis would be worse because he's just as evil as Trump. Only he actually believes the stuff that he's talking about, and he's smart, unlike Trump.
Well, how is he evil?
He's well, I don't want to get too into it, but his women's rights issues, his LGBTQ anti-issues.
I mean, we could spend days talking about that.
Yeah, I don't think he's a good person. I think he would be a disaster for our country. He would take us back 50 years.
All right.
For civil rights, for women's rights, for gay rights, it would be a disaster. A lot of people would be hurt.
Yeah.
And that's the rough thing in our country because a
including
lot of people
in my
would
family,
be happy.
including people in my house would be hurt with a president like him in office. So it's personal to me.
Our ideologies have gotten so far apart that I almost think we should divide the country in half and Republicans take one side and Democrats take the other. And if you're in the middle, you just kind of live in the middle of the country. All right.
Yep.
Seems fairer. I don't know.
And build a wall for when everybody tries to come crawling back from. Yeah.
Let's build a wall in our own country to keep us apart. Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right. I'm with you, though. I think the Republican Party should definitely pick someone else. And it looks like they will, just from the scuttlebutt that you're hearing after the midterms, and that Trump's candidates didn't do very well. As Kimmel, was making jokes one night on his show, and he said 3-time loser. And that's once he announced his candidacy, he said, "Oh, he wants to be a 3-time loser, and he hates to lose." So that was
he does.
Yeah,
I kind of hope he does run because I could watching Trump lose never gets old. I can watch that forever.
And that's what's so
strange.
Watch
his little temper tantrums that follow.
And that's what's so strange. People that love him, and people that hate him, hate him. I mean, there's no. You don't hear very many people saying, "Well, I'm on the fence about Donald Trump." It's either one way or the other. Yeah. There's nothing in the middle.
But then on the other side, you have the Biden people.
Awesome.
Say what?
I mean, look at the policies we got now. The policies we have now are destroying America. That's my opinion. I mean, the economy.
Not according to the numbers.
Everything's tanked right now. Yeah, absolutely.
We're still in the aftermath of the Trump disaster as far as our economy goes.
Goodness.
All these numbers are still.
What did he cause?
What did he cause? Well, he caused steel
Trump
to go
disaster
insane.
Did he cause?
We're not going to get in politics on the radio.
We're already
Why
there.
not? We're already getting into
Well, I don't
politics.
know.
This
Already
is
there,
fun.
Chuck.
I'm sitting back here going, go guys, go.
I'm already angry.
Record low levels of unemployment since Biden took office.
Yes.
Jobs are way up since Biden took office.
No, they're not. Those are
yes,
jobs
they
that are coming back. Those are jobs
Record
that
numbers.
were shut down by the Democrats during the COVID crisis. And now all these businesses are opening back up, and that's why people are coming back. You're not looking
How
at
did
the whole
Democrats
picture.
shut down anything during the COVID?
With all their mandates?
Republicans had the Senate. Republicans
with
had the
all-
House. Republicans had the presidency.
No.
They had nothing to do with
No,
it.
they did not. They
Okay.
did not.
Okay.
Negative, sir. You're not looking at all the facts. Look at the numbers.
But the fact of the matter is, COVID was real, and millions of people died.
COVID
as
was
a result
real, and
of it.
millions of people died because
Yeah.
of the policies that were put in place.
Because people
Look at-
refused to wear
look
their
at-
masks. Because people refused
What
to
do
stay
masks
home.
do?
Because people refused to.
Show me the studies on the efficacy of masks.
We have 50 years of studies on the efficacy of masks. We know they work.
Yeah, they do nothing. It's like
And we
putting
know-
a piece
we
of
know that-
underwear over your face.
We know that masks protect the people around you. Masks don't protect you as much while you're wearing. They give you some protection for wearing them. The purpose of the masks, and we've known this for my entire life. When you go into the emergency room and they give you a mask to put on, if you're sick, it's because you wearing the mask protects the people around.
That's why a surgeon wears
It
one, so
doesn't-
he doesn't
yeah,
sneeze on
it
your
doesn't-
gallbladder.
It doesn't protect the wearer of the mask.
Right,
It
large
protects everyone
water
around.
droplets. Absolutely, I agree. But let's look at this. Take
But
an
the vast
N95
majority of
mask, for
conservatives,
example. If
especially
you're
in this
wearing
area-
an N95 mask and you're doing drywall or something like that, what's on your face underneath the mask, even with an N95? You got drywall particles all over your mask.
Yeah,
and you
because
can't
when
tell
you
me that
breathe
the
in-
coronavirus is bigger than a drywall particle.
Just like I said, when you breathe in, you bring in air that gets in under the mask. But when you breathe out, it diffuses that air and makes
Well, this
it.
is- You're looking at studies that are being pushed by the mainstream media. I can almost guarantee you haven't done any research on this, Chuck.
I have actually, Alan.
Okay.
It's masks work.
All
It's
right.
been proven by science over and over and over again, many times.
This is
throughout the years.
exactly what I'm talking about. America is
The-
far apart on so many different things and issues with this.
The lack of mask wearing is like the reason why.
How can we let the masks go, Chuck?
Okay. But, it
But
was
this is
usually
exactly
responsible
what
for
I'm
the
talking
spread.
about. We are so far apart that we can't find, middle ground, and there's such differing views. I don't know how our country is going to get by this. Just like Alan, you saying, things are in the tank since Biden. All the things that he's done, all the things that he's pushed, and the environmental changes and stuff. While they may not be perfect, I happen to love those. Where you think they're bad, I think they're good, and that's the problem. And I've never seen in my lifetime such divisions between people over politics. And the truth is, when it comes to science and stuff, when you say mainstream media versus the other kind of media, which I don't trust,
Not at all.
and you don't trust mainstream media, and none of us are scientists. We're getting such. How do we can't even really. None of us can really even come up with we can read all this stuff, but we can't really have an educated opinion on it. We can just have opinions, and I don't know how we fix this. But it was fun to
The
watch you
research
guys
is there.
go at
I mean,
it.
you can go to the CDC websites and look up all the information, and the CDC information is more apt to back up what I'm telling you than what mainstream
Yeah.
media is telling you.
Masks have taken a hit, and you're right about that. You can see it on there. I'm gonna keep wearing them because it makes me feel safer. And
that's your
even if they're only
choice.
50% effective, I feel that's better than nothing.
Right. And they certainly don't work when you wear them below your
people
nose.
Wearing
like
masks.
a lot of
What I
people.
have a problem with is people telling me that I have to
Have
wear a mask to
mask.
suit your needs and make you feel more comfortable.
Well, it was a national emergency, and it was about community safety. It wasn't about the
And it was-
individual. It was about keeping your community safe.
And it was also peppered with lies on the efficacy of masks, on the efficacy of the vaccine. It was all peppered with lies.
All right.
Okay.
So one thing we're going to have to do now is if you are a mega Republican, as they call them, you're going to have to change your hats because he changed your slogan last night on Tuesday. Now it is Make America Great and Glorious Again, which translates to Megaga. 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 Yeah, there you go.
That sounds like something from Megamind.
New hats. That's all I'm saying. New hats. All right. Then people, well, I'm going to go ahead and skip that since I got you guys all riled up already. I don't know if I
still
want to
love you,
bring in
Alan.
more debate, but I did have some Melania quotes that were pretty good. And then the people that responded to her quote online I love reading the tweets after somebody in politics does something. It's just, it's kind of fun fodder for me. All right, moving on this morning, women on TikTok issuing a warning to all travelers that the swim-up bar commonly found at hotels and resorts may look cool but should be avoided. Do you know why? This TikToker points out that they should be avoided. Any guesses?
Aren't pools like 20% urine anyway?
Oh, Alan takes it. That's right. What did you say, Chuck?
I said because people pee in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had to click on it to find out. I hadn't even thought that far, but it says that there are literally intoxicated guests admitting that they're peeing in the pool right there. And since some of my family just got back from Jamaica, congrats. They were all raving about the swim-up bars. There you go. That's just disgusting. More bad news, especially for Scott. If you lead a busy life and don't have time to cook, you may rely on easy-to-make or prepared. That's hard. You try it. Pre-prepared. Meals, including those frozen varieties. Which one is the worst? Any ideas? Worst frozen food you could eat?
Salisbury steak.
I'm not talking about taste. I'm talking about
I love Salisbury steak.
Salisbury steak is awesome.
Really?
Yes. And you can buy the packages that are like the family size Salisbury steak. They're like Salisbury steak for 4.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had those.
I'm sure it's probably made out of the same stuff that they make those little meatballs out of, the frozen meatballs.
Exactly.
Or the McRib sandwiches at McDonald's.
Just different
I love
sauces.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Love all
those
that
are
stuff.
disgusting.
It's actually the worst thing you can eat, they say, for your heart, frozen pizza.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they
can
say
see
it's
that.
because of the ingredients that are and the preservatives that are in there, where you kind of think, well, pizza can have a little bit of everything, and you could make it as healthy as you want. They say most frozen pizzas are loaded with unhealthy ingredients, preservatives, including processed meats, high-fat cheeses, and sugary sauces. All of these processed ingredients are bad enough on their own due to the fact that they pack in a high amount of fat and calories while offering no nutritional value. And when you throw them all together, you frankly got a recipe for disaster when it comes to your heart health. Now, they say, while an occasional slice of pizza won't kill you, eating frozen pizzas on a regular basis can increase your risk of developing heart disease and other cardiovascular problems. This is a huge problem for Scott. Because I'm single and I don't cook.
Right.
The only
Is that a place for all frozen pizzas?
Well, they're not talking about like what I think you're referring to some of those keto frozen pizzas they have out there now.
Yeah, like we get one that has almond crust and it's not vegan, but it's like it's got white sauce and spinach and
there's a lot of cauliflower crust pizzas out there now too.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
I have my own. I call it because the pizza and the dough. I don't want all that bread and all those carbs, so I make pizza rice. It's just like what it sounds like. It's rice turned into pizza.
Okay. I've seen some where people will roll out like a chicken really thin and bread it, like ground chicken and bread that and use that as a pizza crust and have a chicken pizza crust.
That's like the people using eggs for bread. That's just nasty. Have you tasted one that tastes good yet? Yeah.
We have these egg wraps. They're like breakfast, like sweet ones. They're cinnamon and sugar, and they're actually pretty good.
Okay.
They're good with like some cream cheese and jam in them.
That's the hardest part about eating healthy or eating keto is finding things that taste good when you're trying to substitute it or turning totally. I would love to be totally plant-based, but I can't find stuff that tastes as good as meat.
You know, they're making plant-based 3D printed meat now.
Really?
Have you seen that? Yeah.
Does it taste any better?
I have no idea.
Some of it's good, some of it's not. It depends on the brand. It's hit and miss.
My daughter made an almond flour cake the other day, and her man didn't like it, but I loved it. So teach their own.
I will have to say, and I don't know if this might make people mad, but keto is horrible for you. Keto diets, all that fat, it's not good for you.
Especially if you have high cholesterol.
Yeah, the fat and your body needs carbs. You know, your body needs some fat, but it doesn't need like those fat bombs that they all make. It's terrible for you. You don't need that.
Yeah,
it's funny how the diet fads come and go.
Yeah, I think keto is one that's going to go down in the books as a really, really bad idea. And a lot of people lose weight off of it, but it's not a healthy way to lose weight.
Another bad idea on our planet was fossil fuels, and it continues to get worse. Global oil market remains tight, according to the Saudi company Saudi Aramco, the largest oil producer in the world, and it does not bode well for the world that still relies on those fossil fuels. The Saudi Aramco CEO Adnan Nasser said at a conference in London yesterday, if China opens up, the economy starts improving, or the aviation industry starts asking for more jet fuel, you will erode our already low capacities. Nasser warns that oil prices, once China opens back up from COVID, could quickly spike again. Yuck. They are... I think these oil-producing countries, by making the gas prices so high, cutting their own throats because they're going to force everybody into electric. I mean, they're coming out with electric semis. They're coming out with electric planes. They're going to force this switch to electric to continue because, and then what are they going to do? They're going to be sitting on all that oil that they can't sell because nobody needs it anymore. They're cutting their own throats. Just
leave it in the ground.
Yeah. I had a theory once that if we pump out, what's going to happen, because they try to, do the fracking thing and fill some of those oil wells that have been tapped out with water and stuff like that. I have a theory, or at least a question, and I'm not scientific at all, but it just kind of seems like it could be a problem. So oil is a lubricant, right?
Yes, sir.
It's under it's under the crust of our planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's to lubricate our planet, and if we pump it all out, it's going to stop spinning.
Okay.
Just a thought. What if it's true?
I will have to say, in my early days, I was very much a supporter of oil and big oil and oil companies. And it wasn't until I worked for the oil industry and actually saw what happens that made me believe that, holy cow, all this stuff these crazy liberals are saying is 100% true. And I got out of it because I couldn't, with a good conscience, be in that industry anymore. Just seeing the little towns that they go in, and like southern Texas, where they go in and just decimate the community. People die, people get sick. You can't drink the water, you can hardly breathe the air. You get a rash from taking a shower using the water there. These small little towns that were thriving once that these oil companies come in and just destroy the towns. A few people get rich and they leave. I was once asked to kill an endangered species that I was watching while I was at work. When the job boss came by, it said, if you see that, kill it and bury it, because the EPA will shut us down because that's an endangered species. Just that kind of stuff. And it was enough to make me think, wow, all these horrible, horrible things that the liberals were accusing the oil companies of are 100% true. And it wasn't until I worked in the industry and saw it firsthand that I believed it.
You have a buddy that's worked in the industry and told me some not so nice stories of things that he actually did. So I won't say his name.
Horrible industry, horrible companies, horrible for the environment, horrible for the local populations that don't get any benefit from it.
All right. How about something else horrible? All right. A ton of stories came in on Yahoo this morning on a Yahoo news feed, and everything was COVID. Like it was 2 years ago. But new round of COVID, new variations of COVID, apparently coming with things that sound unbelievable. Unbelievable symptoms. Symptoms like, ready? Hairy tongue.
Wow.
Like hairy tongue. That's a real thing.
Yes, it is. Rapidly,
Yep.
older cells
Usually
linger,
caused by
build on top
mouthwash.
of another one, forms a dark, thick, fuzzy overgrowth on the tongue. Even before COVID, doctors saw patients with hairy tongue related to viral infections, smoking, antibiotic use, and just general poor hygiene. It's more common than people think. Hairy tongue.
From what I've always heard is people that overuse mouthwash can get it because it actually kills all the beneficial bacteria in your mouth that keep the fungus down.
I just want to be one of those people that could grow their hairy tongue really long.
You braid it.
Gross, Scott.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Tingling nerves. That sounds fun. Sensation of pins and needles on your skin. Rashes. Huh. Well, we're all accustomed to rashes nowadays anyways, aren't we? Yeah, that's not a big deal. Oh, hair loss. Not good. Alan, Chuck.
Oh, man.
Chuck, look what happened to Chuck after COVID.
I didn't realize COVID started in 1996.
There's a lot of things we don't know, Chuck.
Right.
And it's still a thing, COVID toe. I thought that was gout.
COVID toe?
COVID toe, the frostbite-like rash and blisters that form on some people's feet and fingers after they become infected, causing toes and the tips of the fingers to become swollen and purple. One theory is that people with COVID may experience microvascular clots, which occur in the smallest blood vessels in your body and block the blood supply, causing that discolorization, also known as COVID toe.
Wow.
So, combine that hair loss and the giant toe and those rashes and some tingling nerves and a giant hairy tongue. Doesn't sound so bad.
We should all quit just right now.
You know, I will agree with Alan on one thing. I just wish this whole thing would get behind us and be in the history books. I'm so ready to be over the whole COVID, talking about it, mentioning it, experiencing it.
I think most of the country is kind of, even me who was like,
I never wanted it here to begin with, but like, I'm so sick of it.
Even me, before COVID, I was a germ freak. And germaphobe, as they say, and was very, just lived in my mask if I went out the front door. I don't even care anymore.
Well, you know, before COVID, I was one of those guys. I was always using, you know, the sanitary wipes for the grocery carts. I was always like the guy that used those, and if I was sick, I would wear my mask to the store. Yeah.
I went from so when I became a germaphobe, I've been not to be well with me, but a sickly person my whole life. I had really bad asthma, allergies, and a poor immune system, and I was sick about every 45 days, especially when I worked in a corporate environment because you've got the shared heating systems and so many people touching doorknobs and stuff. I was sick at least every 45 days, and when I get sick, it automatically goes into my chest. I'm lucky I survived COVID. I give credit to not the vaccine, to those monoclonal antibodies is what I believe saved me, because as soon as I got them, that's when I turned the corner. But when I stopped getting colds is when I became a germaphobe and stopped touching door handles with my hand and stopped touching shopping carts, wiping them down before that. When I started doing that, just those two actions right there, not touching doorknobs and not touching shopping carts that weren't clean, I went 7 years without catching a cold.
Wow.
From having one every 45 days, I went 7 years, and that wasn't wearing a mask.
Well,
So it's that hand-to-mouth stuff, I think, that gets you.
Yeah.
And, and the only reason I did catch COVID is because my mom wasn't being careful when we were out, and she got it, and as soon as she got it, she coughed in my face. I was done. I mean,
wow.
You're taking care of your 90-plus-year-old mother, and and she was constantly, because, she was older and stuff and just couldn't stay focused on not doing the hand-to-mouth stuff. And then she wanted to go to a casino. That's where it all went downhill. And when your 90-year-old mom says, "Take me to the casino," you take her to the casino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but, and she, you know what? She survived COVID. And then, so what was that? That was in April. And then just a couple weeks ago, she catches the flu, and that takes her out. But she survived COVID.
Wow.
So, There you go.
Well, in the early 2000s, I was remodeling a bathroom and ripping out a skylight, and I got into black mold, and I got pneumonia from the black mold.
Bad.
And that black mold that sticks with you, and it makes it so every time you get sick, you get worse, and it always goes to my lungs, and my lungs have always been, since that happened, my lungs have not been what they were before.
Sure.
So COVID had me worried. Any kind of respiratory infection I get, especially a super respiratory infection, I get pneumonia when I get sick. I have had pneumonia multiple times since then, from mild illnesses that just go straight to my lungs. So yeah, COVID had me really scared because my dad has the same sort of history with pneumonia and lung issues that I have. So
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Marion is posting some stuff online. She's making jokes this morning. She says, "I call it fur tongue when I have a hangover." She says, like, you can't brush that taste off your tongue.
Right.
All right. And let's see. Surface cleaning has always been a key to protecting environments. She has a job that requires her to uphold all mandates in place, but she can tell you from experience, washing hands and surface cleaning is the key. Alan, you seem to be a very healthy person. You're not sick very often. Any secrets you have?
No, I mean, I take vitamins. That's pretty much the extent of what I do. Maybe I was just born with a really strong immune system. But a lot of that stuff, I mean, I wash my hands after I do certain things, but for the most part, I mean, I'm not out there I don't touch my face a lot. I'll touch my glasses to push them up or something.
Licking shopping carts or anything.
Right. I'm not licking shop, maybe a doorknob here and there or a window.
I mean, obviously,
so.
But and I always wondered, being a smoker, a past smoker, was your hand to mouth all the time with those cigarettes. How many times you infect yourself with that?
Yep.
So,
right. And that was the one scary when COVID first started coming around. That was one scary thing for me because I've already been smoking for, 30 years. Right. So I know my lungs aren't in the best shape, and COVID's a respiratory thing, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe just a naturally strong immune system. And I don't think that was always the case either, because I remember as a kid, I would get bronchitis a couple of times a year every winter, and I'd have to go in and they were giving penicillin or whatever they were giving me for it. And it would help. But yeah, as a kid, I was sick a lot, especially during the winter. Yeah. But now in adulthood, I rarely even catch a cold.
Smoking for 30 years. There's edibles now, right?
Edible cigarettes?
Oh, those have always been around.
No, I haven't been smoking that for 30 years. I don't even think I could smoke some of this stuff that's out there today.
You just need less of it.
It would probably kill me.
Nah, it's cleaner now. You know where it's coming from.
Right. Yeah.
I had problems as a kid. I have a deformed ear canal, and it has like a swoop in it. I think some people, it's swimmer's ear. It's not actually swimmer's ear. It's a variation of it. What I have, just a dip in my ear canal, and I loved water. You couldn't keep me out of the water when I was a kid, but every time I went in the water, I'd get an ear infection. Then I'd get in my nose, and it'd get in my throat, and I have no hearing, very little hearing left in my right ear because I have calcification from all the scar tissue.
What?
From all the ear infections as a kid, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I have holes in my throat from all the throat infections I had as a kid, sore throats and stuff. Yeah.
So what are you saying?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't even know anymore, man.
All right, we should probably roll off to break. It is KCHW Chihuahua. You're listening to the Three Amigos Morning Show. We tore it up this first session here. You guys okay?
Know our entire medical history.
Right,
I'm good. Are you good, Alan?
I'll recover.
All right. You'll recover. All right. I'd like to see you. Could you reach down with your hand, Alan, and Chuck? Could you reach up with your hand? I'd like to see you guys shake after the political debate. There. All right. Good job.
Always.
All right. We're still the Amigos. All right.
That is one thing I'm looking forward to in the future. Is back in the day, people with differing opinions, we used to be able to have debates, and we could walk away and shake hands and still be friends. And it was politics, which was separate from our identities and our friendships. And I think we can get back to that.
I am actually surprised at when we talk about the differences, and just to add one thing, I'm actually surprised is one area where I see more Republicans and Democrats agree about things, guns, which I find very, very surprising. But it is. I see more. I know that's a place where me and Alan can meet up and agree on different things. Is the whole gun debate and stuff. So
maybe I think a lot of conservatives would be surprised how many liberals own guns. We just don't talk about it as much.
I've offended other
with our
liberals
guns.
with my guns. She said, "Why do you have an assault rifle?" And I said, "Well, I might need to shoot somebody someday, and I might as well have an assault rifle. It's America." That's not true, but it is.
I think we need to get away from the wild, wild west a little bit. But
why do I have a carbine rifle? It is for personal protection, for my family. Nazis trying to take over the radio station when I lived in Chewelah. Who knows? But it was my right to buy one. I like to shoot it. It's fun. I'm not out causing mayhem with it. I don't leave it in places where children could get it or load it or anything like that. But I enjoy shooting guns, and I'm a boy. So the louder it booms, the bigger it makes me smile and go, wow. It's just like the faster my car can go or the louder it is makes me smile. I'm a boy. I can't get away from that.
I can say, as a pretty far left progressive who's pretty familiar with progressive ideals and policies, even Democrats, the Second Amendment is never going to be in any danger. It's not a thing that's actually going to happen. Because most of us support it too. So just
I don't think it could in our country.
It's not going to.
There's too many people with guns to even begin to try and take them from people.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to go away. It's one of our fundamental rights, and it's going to stay that way. It's never going to. There may be some checks put in place, but it's never going to be. The Second Amendment will always exist as long as our country exists.
There you go. And on that note, I say, boom, baby! We will be back with funner stuff, all right? We'll be joking around. Stick around. Alan's going to have birthdays. We got odd news and more. And it all happens right here on your KCHW Morning Show. Stand by.
It's 8:22.
Your KCHW Morning Show made possible by a donation from Paul Mayer's Flowery Trail Cafe. The Flowery Trail Coffee House has changed hands. The new cafe still features familiar drive-through and coffee options, but also has added new breakfast items like biscuits and gravy, chorizo burritos, French toast, gluten-free pancakes, and more. The Flowery Trail Cafe strives to use as many locally sourced ingredients as possible and has a variety of healthy food options too. They're open Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 6 to 2, Saturday from 7 to 3, Sundays from 8 to 3, and they're closed on Wednesday and Thursday. For more information, you can call them at 509-936-9140. Visit them at 6 West Webster Avenue in Chewelah or online at flowerytrailcafe.com. Your KCHW Morning Show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chewelah, 102.7 FM.
You're listening to 102.7. KCHW, Chewelah. Welcome to 2022 Talks, where we're following our democracy in historic times.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Former President Donald Trump has launched his 2024 presidential campaign. It comes as he is the subject of several lawsuits, is being asked to testify before the House subcommittee investigating the January 6th attacks, and has been blamed as the reason Republicans did poorly in the recent midterm elections. Issues he plans to focus on are mandating the death penalty for drug dealers, sending National Guard troops to cities facing extreme violence, and what he called restoring election integrity by demanding voter ID, allowing only same-day voting, and only paper ballots. By a vote of 62 to 37, the U.S. Senate voted to advance the Respect for Marriage Act, which would codify same-sex and interracial marriage rights. Maine Senator Susan Collins, one of 12 Republicans to support the bill, spoke about her vote.
Madam President, let us remember that we are talking about our family members, our friends, our co-workers, our neighbors. I'm proud to have stood with them, and I will continue to stand with them in efforts to protect and secure their rights.
Cherokee Nation Chief Chuck Hoskin testified before the U.S. House Rules Committee, examining laws and procedure to have a Cherokee Nation delegate become a member of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Cherokee Nation has, in fact, adhered to our obligations under these treaties. I'm here to ask the United States to do the same. It's time for this body to honor this promise and seat our delegate in the House of Representatives. No barrier, constitutional or otherwise, prevents this.
Illinois Senator Dick Durbin is calling on the lame duck Congress to pass legislation to save the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, with bipartisan support.
We need 10 Republicans who will step up and join us in this effort. I can think of 4 or 5 as I stand here. We need more. And we need to say to them, take a look at America and take a look at this last election.
Members of the U.S. Postal Service testified before the House Oversight and Reform Subcommittee on Government Operations about holiday preparations. During the hearing, Chairwoman Carolyn Maloney proposed a mail-in voting bill to make voting by mail safer for those who do so.
The bill would require that all mail-in ballots include a barcode and are easier to sort and track. Our committee will mark up this bill tomorrow, and I hope it can be enacted into law this year.
I'm Edwin J. Vieira for Pacifica Network and Public News Service. Find our 8 trust indicators to support transparency and accuracy at publicnewsservice.org.
For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, this is the news from rural America. Thanksgiving is a time to be grateful, but many turkey growers aren't feeling it. Avian flu has killed more than 2 million birds nationally. Utah, with one of the highest numbers of turkey farms, has been hit hard. Bailey Wolstenham with the Utah Department of Agriculture says it's transmitted by wild birds. Here's her advice for those with turkeys.
Making sure that they stay within enclosures and away from where they can have contact with wild birds, making sure they don't have shared water or feed sources with the wild birds.
Local economies as well as family cooks are feeling the pinch. This year, bird flu is even worse in the United Kingdom, where the largest ever outbreak has caused some supermarkets to ration the purchase of eggs. National Rural Health Day is celebrated this month. One bit of good news for mental health treatment: the stigma of past attitudes is fading in rural areas, especially among younger people. Yasmin Saudi has more.
Michael Meat, co-director of the Center for Rural Health Research at East Tennessee State University, says compared to a decade ago, rural residents are more positive about the ability to recover from mental health illnesses.
Once you control for age, once you control for race, there's no more stigma in rural areas than anywhere else.
This openness to treatment is a first step.
You can only take that so far. We need more access to treatment services for mental illness in our rural communities as well.
Telehealth can make it easier for rural folks to get treatment. I'm Yasmin Sadi.
Internet service is increasingly important in areas with few healthcare providers, says Nat Denny with the North Carolina Department of Information Technology. Over half of physicians surveyed by the American Medical Association say they want to increase telemedicine services. In 100 of the Tar Heel State's mountainous rural counties, fewer than 1 in 4 residents have access to broadband service. Denny says cost is one factor.
Average monthly cost is about $65 for a high-speed internet connection.
The bipartisan infrastructure bill includes billions for broadband to help with cost and access, but applying for the funds can be challenging. Denny's department wants to help and is asking officials in those 100 counties to provide more data.
To assess the status of their own local broadband efforts and figure out what their interest is in being a partner for one or more of these programs.
And if you're traveling over the river and through the woods this Thanksgiving, be careful on the roads. A new survey shows 80% of holiday travelers expect to drive. For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, I'm Roz Brown. For more rural stories, visit dailyyonder.com.
KCHW 102.7 FM, the music education station, is pleased to announce its first fully produced syndicated radio program that's available to public radio stations worldwide. It's called Swinging with Dr. Jazz, and you can hear it locally at 6 p.m. every Sunday night, right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. Each episode features 6 swing-era bands from the 30s and 40s. Swinging with Dr. Jazz, Sundays at 6 on KCHW 102.7 and online at northernlightspublicradio.com.
We're back. I got that from Finding Nemo.
Nice.
You know, in the whole school thing when it's looking another direction. All right. Yeah. Here we go. Starting off this segment, a couple dumb jokes. All right. These are in honor of you, Alan, because sometimes you bring the dumb jokes in the morning show. Right?
Yes, I do, sir.
And you didn't, so I do have a couple. These are jokes that Alan might tell. First one, I don't have a carbon footprint. I drive everywhere. No? All right.
Yeah, I'd probably tell that one.
All right. When we were kids, we used to be afraid of the dark, but when we grew up, the electricity bill made us afraid of the light.
That's for
True
sure.
Story.
Mm-hmm. And then my last one, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, especially if you throw it hard enough.
Yes.
But have you seen the cost of apples these days?
Well, you can go pick it up. I also have a step ladder because my real ladder left when I was just a kid.
Oh.
All right, on to local birthdays with Alan Milani.
Today we have Michaela Smith and Ronnie Lundquist.
All right, just 2?
Just 2.
How about yesterday?
Yesterday we had an anniversary, Tyler and Ashley Murray.
Okay. How about Tuesday?
Quite a few of them on Tuesday. We had Diane Kennedy, Ashley Kersey, Dalen Logan, Kamiko Love, and Patton Earl Thompson had an anniversary.
All right. And then on Monday, some belateds there.
We had Jaden Danford, Lillian Smith, Brooke Baker, and Brian Harting.
All right. And Alan Milani getting us all caught up on birthdays. Celebrity birthdays.
We didn't pay to get on the calendar, but Saturday is my wife's the big 5-0. So.
Oh, well, then you can't talk. If you didn't pay to get on the Lions Club calendar, you may not mention it.
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
This is an aside from that. This is part of the celebrity birthdays.
Okay. Oh, get your feet up. Get your feet up off the radio. All right. So Chuck, Saturday is your anniversary. How many years?
No, it's her birthday.
Oh, her birthday.
Yeah,
Clara's birthday.
How many years? No, just don't answer that. You'll get in trouble, Chuck.
Well, she's okay with it. It's 50.
It's the big 5-0.
Yeah.
Whoa, congrats.
But in February will be our what, 18th anniversary, I think. Yeah, 18th anniversary.
So is Laura throwing a big mask-free party or anything for the Big 5-0? What are you guys doing?
Oh, we had a party last weekend. It was great. We had it was a 70s theme party. But it was 70s house party theme, not disco theme. So a little more casual. We had like hedgehog cheese balls and everything on a pick stuck in something, and it was they were all recipes straight from the 70s, and we had pictures of sangria and White Russians, and we built this whole living room. We turned it at night. We turned the whole entire living room into a giant blanket fort. I've got all across the living room and the ceilings. I've got big heavy duty eye bolts that we strung rope across the ceilings, and then we stretched all the blankets across. And
was that for the whole party or just for the two of you?
No, it was a slumber party, so it was for the people that stayed overnight afterwards. So it was just a few of us. We watched movies and.
They called those something else in the 70s, didn't they?
No, that was not.
It begins with an O, ends with a Y.
Yeah.
Everybody puts their keys in a bowl.
I mean, I do feel bad for the people sleeping out here because I did have to deal with our dogs in the living room at night, which was fun.
I want to say the word so bad. It's just like nice or.
Yeah.
Wish I was.
Nope.
Strangely enough, I wasn't invited.
I'd hate to disappoint the people that came that were expecting that, but that did not happen.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
All right. Celebrity birthdays with that guy Chuck Ritchie.
Director Martin Scorsese is 80 years old.
I'm still laughing about the party.
Tune in next week for the second episode of What Happens in Chuck's Life.
What happens in Chuck's living room.
Michelle was there, our radio station manager. It was a good time. Yeah, she got an invite.
All right.
I'm sorry. Well, you were in Maine.
I know,
Scott. Or was that you, Alan, that said that?
No, it was
no,
me.
that was Scott.
Okay, I figured
Alan
you
don't
would
want to come to your party.
It's a long way to drive.
It is.
Maine, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a long way to drive.
Yeah.
Actress Lauren Hutton is 79. Saturday Night Live producer Lorne Michaels is 78.
Do you think he's a funny guy?
Not really, no.
Okay, I wonder if he is. Yeah, okay.
I think SNL over the years has had some funny cast members, but I think overall in the last 20 years there's been a lot of duds.
He's produced a lot of funny movies, and of course Saturday Night Live and other sitcoms and stuff. So I wonder if he's funny himself.
I think it really depends on who the cast is.
Could be.
You know, I think it's entirely dependent on the cast.
Well, he's based his life around humor, so you would think I've seen him in a couple skits, and he's done well. So, all right.
Right.
Keep going.
Danny DeVito is 78.
I hate it. People compare me to him all the time because of my height, and that is just, folks, that's just cruel. Stop comparing me to Danny DeVito.
I'm pretty sure you're taller than Danny.
I think so.
Not much.
Do you not like Danny DeVito because of that, or do you not like Danny DeVito in spite of that?
No, I love Danny DeVito. I just hate it when people compare me to him and Joe Pesci.
Well, I'll compare you to Lou Ferrigno. How about that?
Well, that doesn't really work in any way.
Doesn't.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. All right.
You're much smarter than he is anyway. We were quoting one of my favorite movies of all time, Stephen Root from Alpha Space.
Okay.
He played 71. RuPaul is 62. Dylan Walsh is 59. Daisy Fuentes is 56. Hubba hubba. Leslie Bibb from ER and Iron Man movies is 49. And Rachel McAdams from the Wedding Crashers and The Notebook is 44.
Okay. On to a little bit of history. It happened today in 1970. Douglas Engelbart received the patent for the first computer mouse.
Nice.
It'd be funnier if we called it an Engelbart.
An Engelbart.
Okay. A 1996 Tampa, Florida packaging distributor introduced Biofoam, a new grain-based packing peanut, more environmentally friendly than styrofoam peanuts. Biofoam, which smells like popcorn, was originally developed as a snack food, but it didn't sell. Are they?
I
we should all be
nearly
forced to
spit
use
out my
this.
coffee on that one.
We should be forcing no more styrofoam. Let's use the biofoam peanuts. And then when you're open your package, you don't have to worry about throwing them away. You just eat them. Put a little salt on them, a little cheddar flavor.
My dogs love to eat those when we get packages with them.
With the biofoam. All right.
Yeah.
See, you just found a new way for Pepsi to market Frito-Lay's Puffs. I'm pretty sure that's biofoam.
I wonder if there's been any states. I know, like some of the politicians here in Maine, and I'm really proud of Maine. Even and Maine is like the most environmentally friendly state I've ever been in. Every town has to have a recycling center, and even the Republican candidates are all about the environment here. I really enjoy that, and one of them was talking about how they've got a big push to make styrofoam illegal in the state of Maine. So I'm all over that one. So, and this biofoam stuff sounds like it'd be a good replacement for all of that. So,
yeah, the I'm going to go on a tangent here. The movie Demolition Man, the Sandra Bullock, Sylvester Stallone movie.
Yeah.
They had the foam that when you get in a car accident, it just foamed up the whole car.
Yes.
I saw a while ago there is a company developing that technology.
That is too cool.
For the car accident foam. And that I think would be amazing.
It would.
I've always wanted that. I mean, I think the car is pretty much destroyed once it goes off, but you're alive.
You're alive.
Right. Yep.
It's like Carbonite from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally real.
That'd be okay too. Seal me in carbonite when the car gets in a wreck.
That would be great for interplanetary travel.
Yeah.
I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
All right. And now we got spaceships. We got spaceships again. All right. 2003, Arnold Schwarzenegger inaugurated governor of California. One thing Californians never want to hear him say is, "I'll be back." 2004, Kmart announced it was buying Sears, Roebuck & Co. for $11 billion. What a mistake that was.
Oops. Ouch.
Hey, let's buy, we're about to go bankrupt. Let's buy another company that's going bankrupt and just go double bankrupt.
Well, there's always Twitter.
I dare you to go to a Sears and then a Kmart on your errand running right now this weekend.
Do they still have that Kmart out in the valley in Spokane, or did it eventually close? It hung on a long time.
Are Kmart are they still around? I know there's what's the big lot stores are still around, and those are a subsidiary of Kmart. But
2008 worldwide box office total for The Dark Knight reached the $1 billion mark. That was a big deal.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Let's see. 2013, rare late season tornado outbreak happened on this day. Struck the Midwest. Illinois and Indiana were the most affected, with tornado reports as far north as lower Michigan. In all, around 6 dozen tornadoes touched down on approximately an 11-hour time period, including 7 E3, EF3s, and 2 EF4 tornadoes. I've been in an Indiana tornado before. It's scary.
It's got Becky Banta says the Kmart Valley is closed.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Man. Do you remember when you could go to Kmart and get those awful sandwiches before you left?
I don't remember that.
No.
Yeah, they'd have like delis, and they'd have like hamburger buns with like a ham sandwich in there with the thin sliced ham and some really bad lettuce and some mustard. And, I remember my mom always buying this for us, and that was like instead of taking us somewhere cool like McDonald's.
I remember getting a sandwich at the deli counter at a Woolworths as a kid.
And same thing. Who wants to have lunch at Kmart? All right. Let's see. 2015, Charlie Sheen confirmed that he was HIV positive.
And the world was shocked, I tell you.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Really?
Nuh-uh.
How in the world did he catch that? All right, in 2021, January 6th, Capitol rioter, QAnon shaman Jacob Chansley was sentenced to 3 years in prison by a federal court. Doesn't seem long enough to Scott. And here we go. Special events back to the top of our pyramid. It's Alan Milani.
Today is a Great American Smokeout, Homemade Bread Day, Guinness World Records Day, Baklava Day, Butter Day, Rural Health Day, Take a Hike Day, Unfriend Day, and Use Less Stuff Day, and finally, World Peace Day.
So Unfriend Day. Let's all go to our Facebook pages and try to find that one person that we could do without.
Time to clean out that friend list.
Huh. You ever go to your Facebook a friend list and find somebody that you're friends with that you never approved? Or you don't know
Right,
who
or
they
people
are?
that I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Why are they? Yeah, I do
How
it
do
all
they
the time.
get in there? That's weird.
Yeah.
Or I wonder half the time, like I have these people I knew from high school that I haven't talked to since high school, and I didn't even like them in high school. And I'm like, why are you?
How'd you
Unfriend.
weasel your way into my friend list?
You're like, why are you here?
Number of the day, Chuck Ritchie.
88.
Ooh.
That would be the gallons of water used each day by the American average American household.
Really? 88 gallons.
88.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's
That
a
is
lot of water. All right. Do you feel guilty when you are like getting ready in the morning and you realize you've left the sink running the whole time you brushed your teeth?
You know, that is the thing I struggle with because my teeth are sensitive and I don't like the really cold water. So I have to get the hot and cold adjustment just right because brushing your teeth with hot water is gross, but brushing your teeth with cold water hurts. So you got to find it just right. And I leave it running because I'll mess it up if I get it wrong.
Ooh, yeah.
So I leave it running and I do feel guilty about it.
I think you're maybe sensitive all the way around, Chuck.
I am. I'm a sensitive guy.
It's nice.
Well, I say maybe just quit brushing your teeth because apparently it leads to hairy tongue.
That is an excellent idea, Alan. I'll just stop. my dentist thanks you.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a shaver for that. If it's gonna be a thing with the next wave of COVID, everybody's gonna have hairy tongues. We're gonna need a special tongue shaver.
I'll just use my dog clippers. It'll
We're
be
gonna
fine.
make No, we need a new one because we'll make $1 million.
Million.
All right, we are running out of time. We're going to skip trivia. So sorry, guys. I know how you love to go
Aw.
head-to-head in trivia.
Bummer.
All right, hang in there. And we'll skip a couple other things and go right into the odd news so Mr. Milani can open his store. It's because
Where
of
are
you we
at?
can't
Wacky
run
but
long
true?
today. That's right. We're going to start off with the news attack. But first, this.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, we love us some odd news, and we always start off with the news attack where the first statement is true, second statement a bad joke, and Mr. Milani at the top of the pyramid takes off again.
So Amazon has launched an online health clinic where customers can connect with healthcare providers. And if the medical professional thinks you need additional care, they'll even arrange for an Amazon delivery van to come pick you up.
Oh, it'd actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
I'm okay with that. Chuck.
Oh, so Donald Trump is running for president again. His new slogan is "Make America Buy More Hats Again." Of course, like the last round, more made in China hats. Like the last ones.
Oh, that's so bad. All right, study found that eating 5 fruits and vegetables a day may not cut cancer, which is why I'm switching to 5 slices of pie. Apple pie.
It's got fruit in it.
Yeah, apples are good.
It's 5 servings of something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alan?
You put some ice cream in it, you get all the food groups.
Yeah. Researchers say to beat procrastination, just start. Not long after you do, the pain area of your brain accepts that it's not so bad. So coincidentally, this is how I get myself to shift from the couch to the recliner 3 hours into football.
Yeah, it's like when your hip starts to hurt, one butt cheek maybe because you forgot to take out your wallet.
Yeah.
I can agree with that one, though. I can see that one.
Okay.
Health and safety experts are recommending that all 50 states require bicyclists to wear helmets and far less revealing shorts.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I got a
For the love of
problem.
God.
I got a problem with those bike shorts too.
Yeah, they give me wedgies. I know. Every time I'm out in them.
Study found that a person loses weight. When a person loses weight, his body increases its appetite, which makes the person eat more, especially at state fairs.
Elephant ears.
Which is the reason to go to the fair.
Exactly.
Get that deep fried butter.
Right.
Can I have
Have you
just a
seen
cube
that?
of deep fried butter?
I have seen it.
I've seen that a stick of deep fried butter. Why in the world would anyone do that to themselves?
What if it was grass-fed butter?
There you go. I'll have to admit, a deep fried Snickers is absolutely fantastic.
I've never eaten anything like that, like the deep fried Twinkie.
They're fantastic.
I'm just afraid I go.
neither.
Yeah.
All right, Alan. Last
That's
one's
the
yours.
A survey found the most expensive state in which to get a divorce is California. There's attorney's fees, the court cost, and the hush money to the nanny.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Always.
Was that an Arnold Schwarzenegger joke?
That's exactly what I was thinking, Schwarzenegger. On to the world of wacky but true. Don't add anything to these stories but sound effects. First one up is all you, Chuck Ritchie.
All right. Thousands of mink were released from their cages at a mink farm in Northwest Ohio. The property owner first said 25,000 to 40,000 mink were released from their cages after vandals destroyed fencing at the Lions Farm USA Mink Farm, but later said farm employees were able to capture many of the animals loose on the property. Mink, which resemble ferrets and weasels, are not considered dangerous wild animals. The Ohio Department of Agriculture said, or that's what the agriculture said. But the department advises people in the area to keep a close eye on backyard poultry and livestock. In the wild, mink eat everything from frogs and fish to mice and rabbits.
Don't forget people.
We do have wild mink in our area here in Chihuahua, and I saw one in our backyard once.
I'm shocked they're still making like mink coats and stuff like that.
Adorable creatures.
Yeah, especially when you turn them into a jacket.
Well, and they're so little. Like, who would have thought? Let's take this tiny little rodent and take 1,000 of them and make a jacket.
I want to do a movie now, like rats, but with minks. Because they'd be all soft and cuddly while they eat you.
Like Willard, but with minks.
Yes.
I'm down for that.
All right, here we go.
I'm down for that.
I got it. We're all going to die. All right. Military pilot in Thailand was suspended from flying duties after landing his chopper in the countryside to collect wild mushrooms for his mom. Sure.
These are mushrooms from my mom.
Sure.
Yes.
Villagers said a helicopter had circled the jungle clearing before landing, and when some of them went to investigate, they found the pilot wasn't there. When the pilot eventually returned, he told them he'd been collecting mushrooms for mommy.
Oh, shiitake.
I got a couple.
He's odd, I grant you. It's not that. It's his excessive consumption of mushrooms. They've addled his brain and yellowed his teeth.
Yes. One more.
Sounds like you've been snacking on some of the local mushrooms.
Alan.
In Wales, a group of robbers forced their way into a warehouse, carting off a load of TVs. And it was a big haul, a whole truck full. There was just one small problem. These weren't new TVs. They were defective units that were in temporary storage before being returned to the manufacturer.
So they're all broken.
Right.
We ordered a large TV once, and it was stolen from the warehouse in Spokane before it came to our house. So we had a TV stolen, but it was before we got it.
I had a buddy. I went to his house, and he said, "This is the fourth TV that they've had to deliver me, and they're all defective." And he's ranting and raving, and he's got his TV between two massive speakers, right? And I just go over to the first speaker and I pull it about 6 inches away from the TV, and the big purple band of hue and the TV goes away, and I walk over to his other speaker and I pull it about 6 inches away, and the purple goes out of that side of the TV, and he goes, "Oh, those guys are awful tired of trucking TVs up my stairs."
Nice.
Here we go.
By the way, you might want to put on a bathing suit, because you'll be channel surfing in no time.
No time.
No time.
That's pretty funny.
You get a good one, Chuck Ritchie.
Police in Chile caught a street vendor who was selling chocolate ice creams made with cocaine. Wow. The man made it himself by adding cocaine paste to the mixture. He sold them on the streets alongside other normal flavors. He told customers that the ice creams were guaranteed to get them high. The man was caught after an off-duty policeman bought one of the cocaine ice creams from him by accident. Wow. Are you supposed to eat that stuff? Is that a thing that people do?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't do a lot of cocaine, Chuck.
No. Oh, really? That's surprising.
But this is how it goes down with the cop.
A cop who doesn't need to eat or sleep. A cop with superior firepower and the reflexes to use it.
Woo!
Oh.
Yeah, all chalked up on ice cream.
Nice.
It's me. The election to fill a city council seat in Michigan in a town was settled by drawing 2 pieces of paper from a bowl. New council member in Rogers City, Tameen Adair, whose paper said elected. Brittany Vanderwall's paper said not elected. Then there were hugs by the two. Aw, no hard feelings. Each candidate received a whopping 616 votes.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
it's a great turnout.
Wow.
One thing about politicians.
I'm a politician, which means I'm a cheat and a liar. And when I'm not kissing babies, I'm stealing their lollipops.
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 And last story, all you, Alan Milani.
According to police, 41-year-old Byron Haynes was yelling at his sister when his stepson intervened. The report said the two argued, then Haynes went to his bedroom and came back with a gun and allegedly pistol whipped the PlayStation game console in the room and then shot it. The stepson says Haynes then pointed the gun at him and told him to leave. Police responded and arrested Haynes on aggravated assault and other charges.
Ooh, wow. I hate that game console.
What did the PlayStation do?
Let's go live to the scene and find out.
I don't know who you think you're playing with. I don't play this game.
All right, can anybody guess the next sound effect?
Uh-oh.
It's about games.
Nope. PlayStation.
No, it's about games. Famous space movie.
No idea.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
We're all gonna die.
Aliens.
And
that was the moment I hated that actor for the rest of my life.
Really?
So annoying. So annoying.
All right, big thank you to Alan Milani and Chuck Ritchie this morning. It's great to be back, guys. Thank you so much. Tomorrow on the show, we will have Philip Dutton and Brandon Hanson. Check it out. It's your KCHW Morning Show. Say goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, boys.
So good.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Sounds like you've been snacking on some of the local mushrooms.
Well, if you learned anything today, it won't be the truth.